Hi guys, so as promised, I said I would walk you through the caravan, what still needs to be done. We've just done a massive cleaning and yet to pack, and I thought this would be the best time because it's never going to be this empty. I just didn't realize how difficult it is to clean a small house or a tiny home. It was quite interesting. At least the boys are still tall. I wonder what's going to happen. Still short, sorry. I wonder what's going to happen when they're a lot taller and they're literally crawling themselves in. Well, we've got tents for them to use when we go camping. So yeah, let me walk you inside and let's see what it looks like and what we still need to get done. So the inside was basically done, if I can put it that way. It's basically done. This is the garage area, which is underneath the 3/4 bed. I just don't have a mattress for this space yet. That is something that I need to purchase and put here. This will be my sleeping space or my sleeping area. So I intend to make it comfortable. And this is the top bunk. We can have a small child sleep there, my daughter, my grandson if he's around. It just depends on, who's going to be fortunate enough to sleep here. I've got small nieces and nephews. I'm sure they'll like it there as well. And then what I've done here is I've tried to put as much storage as I can. Oh, and before I go there, you will see the water damage that happened there. This happened before, quite a while ago. And I'm thinking we're just going to put a dash of paint. There's no water that's been able to come in here of late. And the biggest thing is there is no roof. There's absolutely no roof. I have solutions in place. And I hope they work out the way we want them to. But this has been the biggest challenge. I think I mentioned previously that when I bought this thing, I didn't realize that you have to check the top of the roof to see if there's no water damage. So as we were literally driving on the freeway, the whole thing came off. So this is what I have to go with. We're going to have to make something, to put over there. We do have a plan, but I'd love to hear what you guys have to say and what solutions could be out there. That would really help. And then I try to put as much storage as I can. This is where you can hang clothes. So that's storage space there. I put it on this side and on the other side as well. And here we can hang all sorts. I try to put as many, little things and little baskets that could be used just to make sure that we maximize on the space of this tiny home. And then on this side, I've got baskets that you can put your soaps, whatever. This one is for the top bunk, this is for the bottom bunk. And yeah, you can put your little whatever's there. I've also got this thing where you can put your keys as well. And I've also got a nice little decoration up front here as well, where you can do the same keys, whatever it is that you want to put there. All these little things, I managed to get them from Temu, which was great, and it came cheap. Like this, for example, it's another little thing where you can hang stuff there. And then because we are a family of 4, and we've got friends that will be staying in here with us, this is like my space, another child's space, and the one at the bottom. And I don't know, shoes, whatever, but we will make it work. And like I said, I've tried to get, things like this, things that you can hang, like this is like your laundry basket or laundry bag where you have all your toiletries and you're just picking up and going and taking a shower. These are some lights that we have, and these are your headlights that you can use in the dark when you're outside cooking. Those are some of the things that I've managed to buy over the years. And then this is the kitchen area. It's not yet, we don't have stuff in it now. Like I said, we've just been cleaning. This is your countertop. This is where you can put your where you can literally put your paper towel, the dish towel rack, and these are little racks where you can put up, like, your little goodies. I'm a woman, I like my little comforts, and that was really important when I was building this thing. The point is to be comfortable as well, especially if you're going to take a long trip like the one that we're planning, which is covering 14 countries in Africa. You need to have some space where you are actually comfortable. I've got this little thing up here. It's a light thingy, if I can put it on. Okay, it's not going on now, but it's a little light thing. Which you can actually put on, and it creates a nice little ambiance. And then I've put these little climbers. They've also got lighting in them as well, just to create a nice little ambiance, as I said. And then here is a solar light that is right over there. Sorry, I'm just picking this up. A solar light that is also here on the countertop as well. And then we move to this gap here. I've got a fridge that was made to size for this, that I got from my daughter. So that's what we're going to put here. It's a full fridge, so that's also important, especially when you've got a big family like I do. And then here, I forgot to mention that we're also going to put an oven, a stove, a 2-plate stove with a hob that we can use. And in the corner there, what I did, because I wasn't sure, some camping grounds have electrical power units or electrical sockets that go up to the caravan. So I put that plug where we'll literally be able to pull off from outside, and we can have the fridge and lighting coming straight if there is electricity. If it is an off-grid camping ground, that's where we're gonna have to make a plan, which I'll talk to you about it just in a bit. And this is my workstation. This is where I'll be working from on the road. This is where I'll be writing from, running my business from. Thank God that almost everything that I do is remote, so I'm able to work, and that's my little workstation from right over there. These ones I also got from Temu. They're just like a curtain holders, just make it look a little bit more pretty. And I got these bars, these rods. They were long and then they were cut to size. I also got these holders, so it was easy to be able to install these. There's another little holder, and that's just, more decorations. And the same sort of windows are at the back, so this is the same sort of setup that we have. And then here, this is our security for our, for our windows. Well, if I can get it to work. So this is the security for our windows. And like if you drive into a camping site, you just want to make sure that everything is safe, even at border places and things like that. You will see that this is not yet neat. We need to put a rubber, and just to neaten all this, it's still something that's ongoing. I'm just going to get some rubber. We've already measured it just to put there, and also for the rain not to come in. The same thing happened there with regards to the water damage. It came from up top before we sometimes it happens when we haven't really secured this thing. So this top right at the top has to always be secure. I put some more hanging little thingies here so that we've got more space. And underneath the bench, we've got 3 big spaces. The bench is also going to work as a sleeping area, so you can literally have somebody sleep there. So we've got 3 sleeping areas: the top bunk, the bottom bunk, and the bench. Underneath the bench is where we'll store all my kitchen stuff, my pots, my pans, food. These are quite huge. Like all the plates that are outside literally fit in here. So they are quite huge. They can fit a lot of stuff, and we'll show you a little later when we've put everything in place what goes underneath the bed. itself. So yeah, so this is the space. I did talk to you a little bit about the top, which needs a lot of work, and I'd love to hear from you what we can do. And then going on to here, this is the door. We haven't touched it yet. It still needs work. We haven't like literally touched it yet. We just stripped it because it did look bad. It looked as bad, and you can see from here what the interior of this caravan actually looked like before we got it. This key had there was no key here. I've managed to since secure a key. We took this out, went with it to the locksmith, and now we've got a key that can lock here. But it was also important just to increase security. And the thing that I was supposed to buy, I got it upside down. Apologies. I'm still new at this, and I'm sure I'm going to get so much better as we go on. So that thing was going to cost me about 4,000 rand, and that's money that I don't have. Everything is being done on a budget, as I mentioned before. So I got this off Temu. It was about 500 rand, and it works the same. There we go. So it's a holder for you to get in, and it's also a lock. So we can literally put a padlock here and a padlock down there, and boom, we have just secured the caravan. As I said, the door hasn't been touched yet. We haven't really fixed it. At the bottom there, you'll see that we need to waterproof it. Also on the underneath of the caravan, we'll need to waterproof it. As you saw when I was inside, we only put flooring in the common space where we were going to walk. We kept the original flooring, which is that, and then underneath it's literally board. So what I'm going to get is waterproof paint that we can put underneath so that there's no rot, and we just get to preserve the wood. So that is one other thing that is absolutely important for me to fix, is the suspension of this thing. It is a bit low, and we're not going to be off-roading with this at all. But what would be nice, I see some mold growing there. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know if you can see it. I do know in European countries they use mold to insulate, so that might be a good thing. I don't know. Tell me. We're not used to insulating in Africa with mold. So I need to get the suspension to go up a little bit, which would be absolutely fantastic, so that we don't hit, if we hit potholes, we're literally secure. This has got a top at the back, but it's basically the window, and I managed to get lights, so all our lights are working now. Prior to that, the lights were not working. I'm sure you've seen it in a previous video where the lights were absolutely not working. And what I also did was to install little hooks like this one. You'll see there's like four little hooks that I've installed right up here. If you can see that there. These hooks will be what we will use to put the top or the shade. We're going to spend a lot of time outside. It is quite hot inside. Even though I insulated it, it is still quite hot. Africa is hot, but it is insulated on the inside, and I'm looking into getting something like an air conditioner just to keep it warm or keep it cold, because depending on where you are, it is going to be hot or cold. And then here at the front, if you can see that, let me just jump over. Oh, there are still some ants here. I need to get, we are going to have to put ant powder, otherwise they're going to infest the caravan again. So I have to take care of that like as soon as yesterday. So here what's happening is we are putting a, oh, this is getting rusty. This was brand new, guys. It is raining now, and I've got a cover for this. We'll just put it back so that it doesn't damage this this thing that I actually bought brand new. Here is the here's where we hook it, or where we hook it onto the car. This really looks good and it works really well. So thank God for that. Here I'm going to put a box. I'm sure you've seen it in a previous video. We're just going to build it up so that it sits there nicely. We'll have all our tools and all the little whatnots, your jacks and things that you need for a long trip like this. And then here, what happened is we had to cut this, and at the time we thought it was made of metal. Little did we know it was aluminium. So I'm going to have to get a guy with an aluminium weld to put this back on so that we can use it. So basically this is what it looks like on the outside, and those are the things that we still have to fix. The inside is pretty much done. From what you've seen, I don't know if there's anything else that you guys would like to suggest that we put, but it's pretty much done, aside from fixing the door and things like that. But the inside, I am happy to say, you know, is pretty much done, and we could be good to go in the next couple of days or in the next couple of months once we get that done. I'll keep you posted on that. It's still messy. We've got all these things that we need to put back in the caravan. A lot of it is my pots and pans. I've heard men say, oh no, those weigh quite a lot and blah blah blah. Yeah, but it's mostly plastic and aluminium pots that I have. I cannot not travel with some of these things because this trip is going to take almost a year. So I need to make sure that once we've cooked, we've got pots where we can put you know, our stuff, or lunch boxes where we can put our stuff in the fridge. So stay tuned, guys. And yeah, those are the fixes that we still have to do. Where I've come from is longer than where I'm going now with regards to the caravan. There's still so much, and then that's quite a good chunk of money to be able to close that top. That's why I'm always trying to find ways to make it cheap. And as I mentioned before, I used my kids' old beds. I upcycled a lot of the things that are in here. All the things that you see out here are things that we either had or things that were given to me. So I've really tried to keep a good budget with regards to what it is that we put inside, so that I don't get overwhelmed and it doesn't become unnecessarily expensive. The biggest expense for me obviously has been fixing this caravan. It's been messed up 3-4 times, and every time you paid labor, then you see that something is not working. That has been the biggest challenge that I've had to date. That's why it was really huge for me when this thing was done inside, and also on the outside. Remember, it was white, we had it painted. And as they were, you know, doing these fixes, they were damaging the body, and one of the things that I had really wanted on this thing was the body. It was really intact. I still have something that I'd want to do. I think I'm going to wrap it in. I'm just going to get some wrapping around it, just to close some of these imperfections, yeah, so that it just looks nice and aesthetically pleasing. Let me know about the mold. I'm quite worried about that, but just let me know about that. I might have to do something about that. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, thank you so much. This is my little home on wheels, and subscribe, stay tuned, there's more to come. Bye.